Hello there. Kind of want to do some. I don't know if I'd call maybe interesting is one word for it, but um, a little different. Maybe it's a reason why I think this game is excellent. So we're going to go ahead and pick a map like this. It doesn't really matter. But the reason I'm picking a map like this is because I want an AI that I can pick the build for. So um, he's going to do you have like different options. You have full rush, timing attack, like an aggressive push. We're going to do timing attack. So this is going to be him hitting me with a powerful timing attack. Maybe we'll pick Zerg here. Or sorry, Terran. Kind of doesn't matter. Maybe we'll go harder. Timing attack. I'm going to be Zerg. He's going to be Terran. Okay. And we're going to start it. This should put an interesting point on why I think this game's good. If this goes the way I think it might. And it very well may not. Okay, so now we have an advantage here, of course, which is we know what's coming. And in reality, you kind of don't. But I'm going to show you how. We're actually going to move him here. How, if you play it right, you kind of do, actually. It's just a matter of scouting. It's a matter of being smart. And most importantly, it's a matter of how to counter. And the word really is react. How to react to what we're seeing. I'm going to go ahead and 15 pull here. Because that's where the beauty of the game, to me, shines. Is where you can, a really good player can scout, interpret what they see, and then take a course of action to counter it. And that is a sign of a good player. That's a sign of kind of an expert or high skill player. Imagine someone said this guy right over here is the best coin flipper in the world, and he's so good at coin flipping. And you're like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, look, he's like, right. I don't know. He wins a lot when he flips coins, it seems like. And you're like, I don't really get that. And then some 10-year-old comes up and says, I think it's going to be heads. And he goes, watch this, it's tails. And it lands heads. And then the kid wins. And you're just like, I don't like this game. I don't like games like that. I don't like games that are so based on luck. I like the guy who knows more and who's better wins. I like games like that. And I think that's what, for me, is attractive about StarCraft. Because the better player usually wins. If I played, and you could insert top StarCraft player here, but if I played against MVP or Jaedong or someone who's a world-class StarCraft player and we played 100 games, I lose 100 times. And it's not particularly close any of the games. Right? Now, in certain other games, there's like poker. If I play the best poker player in the world, he will win most of the time. Indeed, the overwhelming majority of the time. But I can win some, because I understand how poker works at a rudimentary level. And there's luck involved. He could get a terrible hand, and I could get an amazing hand. And then I win. So, right, so you can see we already have units, of course, which is what we thought, because he's going to be doing a timing attack. So, let's go and do this. What is a timing attack? A timing attack is usually going to be predicated on some sort of upgrades. So he's going to wait till he gets 1-1 and then push me. Something like that. So the question is, yeah, well, of course we know that because I put it in the beginning of the game. But what would happen in a real game? Well, in a real game, I would do what I just did, which is scouting. And I went, oh shit, he's got units, right? And I may do this. So I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this Overlord, because I suspect that when I put that Zergling in his base, I went, oh shit. Oh, look, and then this is where my mind goes. Oh my gosh, look, he has all this infrastructure. He's not expanding. Look, he's not expanding. He's trying to attack me. I need to make some Zerglings. I need to play smart. I need to realize that... actually, I don't want that yet. I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to do this. I need to realize, oh shit, there's going to be an attack coming. I did that because I scouted it with my Zergling originally, and then I confirmed with my Overlord. Okay. Remember, I don't have speedlings yet, so if he does attack me, this helps a lot, having creep there. I'm gonna as you saw, I made a layer there. I'm gonna do one there, and then do this. So I'm gonna take about that many drones and do this. So I'm playing on the safe side, which is fine. There it is. Boom. Here it comes. Oh shit. Did you see that? He had a fucking Banshee? I don't know if you saw that, but he had a Banshee, which is a flying unit. This is where we need to drone up. He's coming in with a strong timing attack, and he doesn't care. Now watch this. I'm going to make a Nidus worm here, which we'll talk about in just a second. He's going to hit me pretty hard here. Oh, weird. The spine crawlers came up right when we needed them. Weirdo. Oh, so he's going to attack. Boom. We're going to go in. The reason we held that off, the reason, is because of scouting. Okay? Remember this Nidus network we made? Watch this. I'm going to grab this. Going to hit N and do this. What's going on? We're going to load up right in there. And then watch what we're going to do. Now I have Zerglings on his side of the base. And you can keep rallying them, by the way. So like, grab them, put them in here. And then spit them out, just like that. So we went across the whole map. But instead of running all the way like that through our units, we popped a Nidus network right there. And we won. Go back to what I just said. Why do I like this game? We saw what was coming. Okay. We saw what he was doing. And then we were able to counter it. He played in this cheesy way where he was going to do a timing attack and just hit me pretty quick. Probably around the 6-minute mark. Let's get in the replay here because it's important. Around the 6-minute mark. That's when he hit me. Now, as we see how the game goes, right? And what we're going to do is do this so we can see everything. We see that with our original, we had a suspicion with our original Zergling in there. We're like, ooh, that's a lot of units for a few minutes into the game, right? And of course, this is exactly the time in which we scout. That's a lot of units at 3 minutes and 52. That's a lot of units there. We see a lot of infrastructure at 3 minutes. We already had our Zergling over here. I double check. He definitely doesn't have another base. This should 100% tell you an attack's coming. And you need to prepare for it. Okay? Now, We're going to skip ahead. Now this is where there's obviously a few different options. You can see here he's moving out, right? So you kind of saw that. Let's go back to like 5 minutes. So you can see it right there. Okay, boom. He kills that Zergling. I know it's coming now for real. That's at 5 minutes. That's a 5-minute timing attack. That's pretty quick. We also saw an idea of how many guys he has. So he has Marauders. He's got this Marine. The timing attack was predicated on this Banshee. The Banshees can attack the ground, and we cannot attack them in the air with our Zerglings. That's why he made it. He knows that he can just kill me and the drones. Now, I was prepared for this. And by the way, this Spore Crawler attacks air. That's why I made it. But look at this. I mean, this is a hell of a defense, and that costs 400 total minerals. There's no way in hell with that army he can push into here, right? And we have the creep spread there, so he's trying to kill it, but it doesn't matter. Now look, boom, right on it, and there's just no chance, right? I mean, I'm getting him with everything. Queens can attack air, so having these multiple queens, pretty good. I actually had a third queen, didn't need, but that's another thing we can do. Drop this Nidus Worm, right? So if you look at, let's go look back a little bit. I dropped this right at 532, right when he's pushing out here, because in my mind I know a very important thing. If I can stop this, I can win the game. If I can stop this push, I can win the game, because I can be at his base seconds later, and I don't even have to run across the map, and I can rally Zerglings in there. So by doing a time attack, here's the key piece. By doing a time attack, where is his units? Where aren't they? Well, they're not here, because if they were, they would have gone with him. Now in this example, he could have rallied these, but he's going to kind of use them as defense. I would say in most times that's not the case. People are going to be rallying their units to attack more, and that's why when I brought these Zerglings in, I was kind of surprised, and like you can see, my first wave died. But the idea is that you, like for him, he wants the strongest attack here, so these probably would have been with him. Again, still would have held it off. But the idea that with something like this, when you see it coming, you can counter and counter in a devastating way. Obviously, I had these, rallied up. I had actually different ones coming across the map here. But now, anytime I make more Zerglings, I'm going to they them over here. They can just pop right out, and then I have, reinforcements. I'm on 2 base. He's on 1. We have more resources, right? I got Zerglings doing the long run this way. I can put more in here to pop out there if I want. But it's just, it's like I completely, yeah, there it is. And then, I mean, that's a 7-minute game. Risks and rewards. I saw it coming, I countered it. I attacked very quickly with a Nidus Worm right at his base, and he had absolutely no chance. GG.